2012 wasn't the end. 2022 is the end. Our sun has gone up another octave. And today we're going to put this all together. You might have noticed a change in the sun. You could go back to 2012 because future proves past. And today we're going to go back in time and connect 2012 to 2022. And then we understand and overstand the end is actually now. It wasn't back in 2012. It was the preparation to accept. And now in the present moment, we're accepting these new energies. The great solar flash, we're in the days of the great solar flash. The sun has increased an octave. And we are here and we're going to accept these energies. We're learning more about our DNA. 93% of the function of DNA is light and sound reception and transmission. We didn't have junk DNA. So this is a very important message. Please give the video a like. It's going to help others find this information. Share this link on all platforms. And let's give our brothers and sisters a minute to get on, because everything is a frequency. And the frequency of our sun has changed. And all of life on earth is changing with this increase in octave. A lot of you have noticed that you have changed since 2012. You know, I'm reading the chat. Some of you have shared your taste buds are changing. Your palate is changing. That's happened to me on my journey as well. Each and every one of our cells are changing. We're upgrading. This is the DNA activation. Many of you hear this term DNA activation. We're actually going through it. That's why every time I go out to the front line, it's our evolutionary journey. And we're actually evolving during the time of the great solar flash, the rapture, the event, the apocalypse. The apocalypse is now. It's true. Apocalypse is a great revealing. The light is going to reveal everything. So today I have so much in store for today. We're going to be talking about how the change began in 2012, the symptoms, how they claimed that 2012 was the end of the world, what the meaning was. Similar symptoms in 2022, the rise to the next octave, what we're feeling currently and tying it in, what we're experiencing with solar storms right now. Aren't we having a lot of solar storms, right? And the changes that we have experienced from 2012 with the sun, how the perception is changing, and what the difference is. A lot of us hear the 3D to 5D timeline split and why it's getting wider and wider. A lot of people are questioning, why is it getting wider and wider? And in today's lesson, we're going to understand why the God frequency or the sun or nature or universe or source, right, is going higher and higher. And the satanic matrix is actually going lower and lower. And by the end of today, we'll understand the rapture. We'll understand the 3D to 5D timeline split. We're going to understand and overstand the symptoms that you're having. Aren't you all having symptoms right now? I'm having terrible symptoms again. You know, I've been sharing with my friends and family that it's kind of like 2012 all over again. You know, if you've been a warrior on the journey, if you've been a light worker on the journey, and you could reflect back, I want you to reflect back before we get into this message today. Future proofs past. Refer back to 2012. Think about what you were feeling at that time period. Look at the behaviors that are going on in the world, because there is a major activation that's occurring right now, and we're going to another level. But if you're in that prison matrix, do you know about that prison matrix? Do you know about Medea? Do you know about these things, right? The prison matrix of the frequency. God is singing love songs, and the people have been tuned into static. And, you know, there's a lot of confusion. Why are we seeing this in the world, right? Why is this happening in the world, right? Why am I feeling this? There's two frequencies. It's a frequency war. Nikola Tesla, right? It's a frequency war. And that's why when we disconnect, we're disconnecting from that old. How's the sound today? Hope we're on the right mic, please. Yeah. So we're getting a lot of glitching right now. There's so many things that are being thrown out. We're actually in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, but actually that's the least of our problems right now. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's good to see everyone. Here we go. Everyone's coming in now. It's time to wake up, and the light of Christ, the sun, the energy, the galactic center. It's all coming to the surface. So smash the like button. It helps others find this message. Let's get the show. Everyone's getting up now. And let's get the show on the road. This is the Solar Flash journey, 2012 to 2022. The change began in 2012. And we saw this in the media, and how they said like 2012 was the end of the world. This was the fear-based vibration, because they knew the great spiritual awakening was a beginning. And it's because of the great solar flash. The sun got brighter in 2012. So those that were around, that were conscious, you know, and you said, oh, the sun, it seems brighter now. So when I go back, we'll go back in the time machine, and I visit the past me of 2012, and I think of the symptoms. I was so fatigued at the time. I suffered from chronic fatigue. I shared this with you. And, you know, we were being activated. I was not aware of what the solar flash was in 2012. I was not aware of basically that we lived in a fake matrix reality, and that there was a whole nother world out there right in front of our face, but we had no clue. So I experienced the fatigue in 2012. At that time, the sun got brighter to me. And let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments, can you reflect back on 2012? And did you realize at the time, oh, the sun is brighter? You know, I used to work in the matrix, you know, and every day, 2:20, we would go outside for dismissal. And I remember squinting. And I remember it was around this time period, May into June, right? And the sun was getting brighter and brighter. And I would say to my isn't the sun really bright? Some people didn't really pick up on it, but you know, they said, oh, this guy's crazy at the time. But I noticed the change. Energy is the ability to cause change, and we can detect energy's presence by noticing the change. So I noticed the change in the sun. And at the time, you might reflect back and you remember the yellow sun. Remember the yellow sun? And we're not talking about sunrise and sunset. We still get that golden glow at sunrise and sunset. We're saying when it gets really high in the sky. Remember? Used to be yellow, the sun. Used to draw the sun, it was yellow. And now when we look at the sun, it became white, with like an indigo around it, right? Like purple. When you look at the sun, you see like white and indigo around the sun. The sun is increasing went from yellow to like a white indigo, the sun raised its octave. There's more output energy of the sun. Increased output energy of the sun. The sun affects all of life on the earth. It's not only just good for the plants, it's good for us. It's good for DNA activation. And so when I reflect back on 2012, I remember being in that state of fatigue all the time. All the time I was fatigued. Picture trillions of cells of your body. You have trillions of cells, 1.4 volts, 700 trillion volts of electricity. That energy is known as chi. Did you ever hear of the chi energy? You ever hear of the chi energy? That's real. Each and every one of us contain the chi energy. So picture now, you're made up of all these cells, and now everything is starting to evolve, right? It's an evolutionary journey. So trillions of cells are changing right now. So the controllers of the narrative, they don't want the people to raise their vibration. A lot of us hear this as a spiritual term, raise your vibration. If you're new to our channel, I've done the Science of Vibes, a full video on it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell next to subscribe and select all. You're going to get all the updates, right? The Science of Vibes, constructive and deconstructive interference waves. And these exterior waves can affect your body. Epigenetics above genetics. So we could have constructive interference waves, things that are good for us, right? You're with good people, they make you laugh, right? You're in the sun, it charges you up. And then there's also deconstructive interference waves. It's called the Science of Vibes. So they pumped out a lot of fear. Remember 2012? 2012. The end of the world. Human, you must be fearful of 2012. They had movies 2012, right? They had the supermassive volcano going off. They had massive tsunamis going off. They had the asteroids crashing down. Everything's ending. 2012, the end of the world. But it actually marked the end of their world, the end of the cycle. And now the sun is going up another octave. In 2012, when the sun started going up another octave, this was the preparation to accept. Remember I shared about the preparation to accept? Your cells, your DNA activation. You're becoming prepared to accept the next octave of energy. It's good to see you all. It's good to see you all live as well. If you're watching on the replay, you should really come in for the live stream. Got a lot of information here. So there was a lot of fear so that people would become numb to the light. Right now, in the now moment, I am experiencing similar symptoms to when I did in 2012. So in 2022, at this moment of time, I'm feeling very fatigued again. And you might be experiencing this on your journey. The sun, again, is rising to the next octave. We had 10 years. 10 years, the preparation to accept. We were prepared to receive the next octave of light. As the sun is increasing octaves, we are increasing our vibrational frequency along with the sun. So, you might be feeling exhaustion. You might be feeling fatigue right now. Are you feeling fatigued? Because we're taking in a tremendous amount of light. And we're actually evolving while we're alive. Aren't you noticing lately there's been more solar storms, right? Solar flares, right? We've been sharing it the last 2 months. Solar storms, right? We had an X3. It's tremendous solar storms right now. And these solar storms, right? All this activity, because the sun is gearing up to burst up another octave. And nothing can stop this. Absolutely nothing can stop this. So the solar flash, we can't, there's nothing we can do to stop it. So we have to evolve with the sun. So the amount of energy that it takes to evolve, it's going to fatigue us. It's going to make us very tired. And you know, we're feeling so much more right now. It's to the extreme. In 2012, the demonic creatures, right? They controlled the matrix that's collapsing before us. And at that time, they put it out in Medea, right? You know about Medea, the goddess of deception? Some people call it media, right? Medea. And in 2012, they had the movies, 2012. They had it on TV shows. There were certain things breaking down the Mayan calendar. This is the end of the world. There was one show, they took it to the Georgia Guidestones. Remember that show? They were breaking down the Georgia Guidestones. Where did they come from? And at that time, that octave, they put the fear in the movies to block people. When you're in the fear-based vibration, you're not really taking in all this light. They're doing whatever they can. So now, in 2022, all assets are deployed. So now fear is not just in the programs. Fear is in our everyday lives. Look around the world right now. The world is now, it's physically coming to an end. But it's not the end of our world. It's the end of their world. Please give the video a like if you're learning something new today. And it's going to help others stumble across this message. I'm very grateful for all the support. We're a family, and we're going to keep going. So we've been purging the dense energies. A lot of us have been learning more about our diets. You know, a lot of us, for example, we're not using fluoride anymore. We're purging heavy metals out of the body. We're actually becoming more empathic. We're actually feeling more. This is a good thing, technically. Technically, it's a good thing. But because we're going through the end of the world right now, it's the end of the world. Did you know it's the apocalypse outside, Light Warriors? Since we're so empathic and we're connected to source and we're connected to everything, we're feeling so much more than we did in 2012. We're feeling everything. A lot of us have to be in the bunker. A lot of you, like myself, we're going into hermit mode right now because we can't take in all of the craziness. Many times in the past almost 2 weeks, I'm waking up with panic. Have you been waking up in the rising with panic or feeling something is about to explode? Let us know in the chat if you're watching now. Let us know in the comments. Have you been waking up recently with panic and you're like something is about to go off? Wolf Mother, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Chat's blowing up. I'm praying for each and every one of you, unity. Thank you, Wolf Mom. Love you, Wolf Mom. Thank you for that. Yes, we're praying for unity. And the unity comes in divine timing. Dolores Cannon spoke about the waves of volunteers. She also spoke about that if you received all the energy at once, it will totally fry the body. That's why it happens in intervals. That's why the sun is going up in octaves. It's not going it's not just blasting the solar flash all at once. Nothing can stop the solar flash, but we are getting solar flashes. We're getting more and more increased bursts from the sun. We see it in the Schumann resonance. The frequency of our world is going up right now. So you might be waking up with the panic and you're feeling exhausted all day long. You're learning that this is where the world is headed, and some of your friends and family and acquaintances, they're tuned off. They'll never see it coming. Friends and family, you might have people in your everyday life that don't understand your pain right now. They don't understand it. And they won't believe what's about to happen until it's too late. You have to focus on yourself. If you've seen that this was a matrix, if you're in tune with the authentic reality, God is singing love songs and the people have been tuned into static. And if you've broken free of that mind control, if you've broken free of the matrix, and now if you're more empathic, your DNA is activated, right? And they're receptors. So we're receiving a lot from our surroundings. You know, I'm in a very dense area right now, manifesting better times in better places. Yeah. So, you know, it's a lot, and our DNA, it's accepting more and more. We physically, you know, we're feeling the change now. Kelly Mershon, thank you so much. Blessed day to you. 11/11, make a wish. It's time. It's time for the old to collapse. That's the wish. The old collapses and the new gets started immediately. Is the old collapsing right now? Let me know in the chat. Is it collapsing? So in 2022, you might feel that the sun feels stronger on the skin, even at lower temperatures. Back in 2012, the sun appeared brighter. Again, we're going up another octave. So reflect back, 2012, you might have noticed the sun got brighter. You could visually see the sun is brighter. You might be squinting more back in 2012. And in 2022, the sun feels stronger on your skin. And even at lower temperatures. The other day, you know, I was driving, had the moon roof open, right? Driving the Corolla around, right? Got the moon roof open, and I'm getting the rays. Jenna Bean, thank you so much. You're so appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate you, Jenna Bean. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. We all got to learn about what's going, because people are going to be, the more octave, it's going to keep going up. And then I'm not even at the end yet. When I get to the end, we're going to understand the 3D to 5D timeline split. People are not going to have a clue. So we have to expand consciousness for our brothers and sisters. So the other day since I'm in the car and I could feel the sun, I could look on the dashboard and I'm seeing it's like 67 degrees. I'm looking, but I'm feeling the sun. I'm saying, I say 67 degrees. I'm feeling this. It feels like it's like 80 degrees. It's blazing like it was blazing. Remember the Holy Spirit fire? It's blazing. The sun is going up another octave. So I want you to reflect. I want you to go outside. Feel the sun, maybe at a lower temperature. It's blazing outside. It's feeling like it's like 15 degrees warmer than it actually is registering. So you might be experiencing that the sun on your skin, you're feeling that it's a lot stronger. Heather Light the Weather. I love that name, Heather Light the Weather. Thank you so much. Vibes. It's all about the good vibes. Good vibes. I appreciate that. So, you know, we're getting overwhelmed right now. And the perception is changing. Perception is changing. So, we had, only a small amount of information at the time, right? It was like maybe that much. And if you're just paying attention to one thing, but now our perception is expanding. So now there's so much stimulate, there's so many things going on. Light is information. Light is information. So now all this information is coming in, the solar flash, it's coming in. More and more is coming in. You feel completely overwhelmed. I feel completely overwhelmed as well. We teach from a place of authenticity for the people. Not that, nothing to see here. We're going back to normal. Remember that? You ever see? We're going back to normal. And because people, they were duped. Free will is the law of the universe, but they kind of have a way to distract. They kind of have a way to dupe people. And that's why God is very angry right now. Franny Lee, 1206. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for all you do for all of us. It's my honor to do it. Thank you, Franny Lee. I love you. And you guys actually keep me going. This is, when you're saying you're overwhelmed, I'm overwhelmed. But this time during the day when we all gather, come together right now. Right? We sing too, right? If you haven't tuned into Friday Night Live, you should tune in. We have to have fun during the spiritual awakening. All day long. From the moment I wake up in the rising, gotta say the rising. When we rise up in the morning, I'm feeling panic every single day. And, we kind of say to ourselves, God's got to kind of lessen the tension a little bit. But empathically, it's a true story. Empathically, we feel like something's about to explode. Maybe others can't pick up on it, but maybe we're picking up on it. And we feel this explosion that's about to happen. It could be something great. It could be something scary. But we feel the energy. This is how it's all tied in. We feel the energy. Energy is the ability to cause change. There is a massive change that's about to rock this world. And the solar flash, this energy is it's the pressure is building up. That's 100% Mayday. Mayday! That's like Mayday. Evacuate. That's what I feel right now. Light is information. So a lot of you, you're aware that the rapture is now. You're aware that the 3D to 5D timeline split is now. If you're learning something new, please give the video a like. Smash that like button. It's going to help others find this very important message. And we need to get this information out there because a lot of people are feeling this anxiety. What is anxiety? It's fear of the future. Sounds okay? Yeah, you could just open the door and get a tan, right? Some of us, we go outside, we look what's going on out here. I'm in the belly of the beast right now. I'm like, looking what's going on out there. Go back inside. So why is there such a great shift that's going? Why is there a 3D to 5D timeline split? Or why is the rapture happening? The rapture. People are disappearing. The sun's frequency, you as a physical vessel, you're increasing frequency right now. So there's two things going on, and we're going to explain everything. There's two things going on. The sun's octave is increasing, the frequency of the sun. It's going higher. So your DNA activation, you're increasing your DNA activation. With the sun, 93% of the function of DNA is light and sound reception and transmission. So you're going up. God is raising you up right now. You're going up. And the satanic matrix, they're losing control. So what they do is they have to lower the frequency. So Medea, the frequency is going lower and lower and lower. So it's actually not like the sun is going higher and then it's just the same thing on Medea. Every once in a while you tune in, and then they have things in the whatever you want to call it out there in the interweb. They have people that are pretending to be for the new earth, but they're actually giving false information. I shared with you, don't trust anyone until the end. We have to stand strong, and we have to ensure that we make it to the new earth, and we have to take our brothers and sisters with us to the new earth. So Medea is going lower. Satanic matrix is actually going lower. They pump out more frequencies, more fear. So this is what's happening. People that are connected to God, people that are connected to Source, they're going up with the solar flash. People that they got the blinders on, they're focused on Medea. They're getting driven down to the ground. So now we're seeing that the two, I could even listen to people talking, and listen, I want to know what's really going on in the world. And I was listening to a conversation, some friends, and I'm like, they have no clue literally everything was the complete opposite. And they were verbalizing, mainstream Medea things and stuff. And I'm like, they have no clue what's going on. So it's going wider and wider right now. So we're seeing this rapture happening. And they said Babylon will consume itself. This could happen in many ways. Your attention is the currency of the universe. We're watching people go. We can't go back. We have to keep moving forward. We can't go backwards. It's burning like you see explosion, right? The fire, the flames, right? We can't go back. We have to move forward. See? Every time the bell rings, an angel gets its wings. The old earth is dead. The matrix has fallen. It's just an illusion that you think it's still there. It's over. And now it's the new earth. Have to have the good vibes. Down. A new earth is born through frequency. Free will has been exploited. And that's why God is blasting us with the great solar flash. And nothing can stop it. We've built up these subconscious programs in our mind. It's no one's fault. We were born into a prison. And the subconscious programs were given to us generation after generation. They wanted to hold dominion over livestock. And now the light of Christ has returned and it's purifying the earth. The Holy Spirit fire. If you haven't seen that one on the Holy Spirit fire, I encourage you to go to the channel page and check that one out. God has a great sense of humor. Kind of getting a little tired of it. little release of the pressure now, please. But since, deception Deception will be running wild. Deception is running wild. Deception is running wild. It happens everywhere. And everything is going to get blasted by the great solar flash. You know, earlier, so a little after 2012, I started my awakening journey. I started learning about all these things. I learned that the solar flash will knock out everything that is inorganic. At the time, I was saying, oh, that sounds interesting. They said things will start to disappear. Maybe it wasn't a literal rapture that things have disappeared, though I will say I have literally noticed in the past month, I'm going around the home here, and I'm like, things are like, where did they go? I can't find like certain things that like they're just gone. I don't know where it is. Maybe you're experiencing this. Maybe you're experiencing personal Mandela effects right now. I was talking to my family the other day, and I'm like, I remembered something one way, and they didn't. It was like totally different the way that they remembered it, right? Mandela effect. We're hopping timelines. We're timeline hopping. So the split, the divide, the rapture is occurring right now. It's about frequencies right now. Rose, thank you so much. Grateful to resonate with my soul tribe. Thank you. Thank you, Rose. It's all about the soul tribe right now. It's all about the soul tribe. We're going to have to hold on. And, you know, where there's a lot of darkness right now. There's frequencies that are being deployed upon the earth right now. There's nothing that could stop this. They could put on all their frequencies. Medea puts out fear, right? It's all fear. They could physically put out the fear. They could be blasting their CERN, whatever they want to do. The solar flash, the light of Christ will purify this earth. It's going to purify the insides of the earth. You know about the insides of the earth? It's going to purify the insides of the body. And then you will become the person that you came here to be. There are even more and more questions about this topic that I've been receiving. Tonight, we'll be going live on Patreon. Oh, yeah. So I'm very grateful for everyone that joins our Patreon. And we're going to have a live Zoom meeting tonight. And we're going to go into this topic more in depth. We're going to do it together. And if you guys... You know, I love it lately. More and more people are participating, can participate in the Zoom meeting because everyone has stuff to share. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of us will be tuning in from their light ships on Zoom. Yeah, it's gonna be a tremendous update of what's going on. It'll be around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So link is pinned above if it calls you to join our Patreon. And we have to take a deep dive. And there's so many things, you know. I shared recently how deep the mind can go. You know, there's so much out there. But now we have to really say how we literally, you know, we're not saying this out of fear. But we have to say to ourselves, what are we doing to survive this? We have to survive this. And it's not a statement of fear. It's free will. You go back. Some people, they say go back to sleep. You know, they want to go back to work. You know, bow down to the false idols. Patricia, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I feel like doing that when I'm with all of you guys. Thank you, Patricia. The Matrix Babylon is falling. It falls in 2022. This is the great solar flash, and nothing can stop the great solar flash. In 2012, the sun went up an octave. You received the preparation to accept. You were waking up. You were expanding your consciousness. DNA activation, baby. Oh, yeah. DNA's activating. And now it's going up another octave. World War G is a spiritual war with no division between civilian and military participation. It's a spiritual war. And we have to do it from the inside, right? We have to do it from the inside. And a lot of us are feeling it right now. We're feeling this. And they're trying to drive down it's a frequency. It's a dissonance of frequency. And God is giving us the solar flash, and we're trying to rise up. And that's why all assets are deployed. You see fear everywhere. They spoke about tribulation. I told you, this is not our tribulation. It's theirs. It's not our tribulation. It's theirs. The solar flash, the great solar flash, is not an ancient myth. The rapture is not an ancient myth. The apocalypse is not an ancient myth. And you better believe it, light warriors. The event is now. And it happens in shifts. We're about to go up another octave. It's not all at once. You could clearly reflect on go back to 2012. Now we're in 2022. The world is a totally different place in 2012 versus 2022. We're experiencing the symptoms that we had in 2012 because the sun went up an octave then, and now we're going up another octave now. And we're raising our frequency. We have to raise our frequency because then we can't exist here anymore. The lower densities can't exist here anymore. We're going up. We're moving on up, light warriors. Everything is upgrading right now. Everything is upgrading. But we do this by letting go of the past and moving forward. And God is opening up the path. So if you've been questioning the rapture, if you've been questioning the frequencies and why it's getting wider and wider until everything falls off, the deception is across the board. 80%, the law of 80-20, Pareto's principle. If you're new to the channel, we have to learn about Pareto's principle. Everything in the universe follows Pareto's principle, the law of 80-20. 80% of your reality was a lie. I know a lot of people I'd say everything was a lie, but if you really, they got to give you some truth. And that's how they've been finding their way around this. It's going to take being sealed in the forehead at this time to see clearly. It could be more, but the law of 80-20. Pareto's principle, right? So I'm grateful for all the support. Please give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to stumble across this message. The greatest support is sharing. Get the word out. Take this video link. Share this link on all platforms with the hashtag Solar Flash. Because the Solar Flash is happening now. And God is picking us up. We're raising our frequency. Nothing to be afraid of. There's no fear. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. The Hermetic principles, everything is mental. So we're disconnecting from the old. We're now reconnecting to the new. A lot of you were feeling the base of your spine, has been very tight lately. Share that if you're experiencing that in your life, in your everyday life. So we're leaving the old and we're heading to the new earth. I know there's a lot of craziness in the world right now, but don't worry about what's going on out there. You know why. We cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious that the great solar flash, 2012 to 2022, it's happening now. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the 5th dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. I love you all. I love you all. And we're all going to make it. So I'm grateful for the support. I'm grateful as you guys share this. Please join our Patreon, and you could select whatever calls you. We're going to take it real deep. We're going to go real deep. We're going to go real deep tonight. There's a lot going on. And so many people have questions, legitimate questions. I even have questions as well. That's why I sit in deep thought. I learn every day. I consume more. I process. I transmute, and I level up. We're all our own sun. We're going up octaves now. We're going up. We're increasing our octave right now. We're leaving the old matrix. We're leaving the satanic matrix, and we're rising up to the new earth. The archangels are here to ensure it. I love you all. I'll see you tonight. I hope that this message was helpful for all of you. Have a great day. Namaste.